Hello and welcome to Everyday English Zone. I'm Chris, your host.
And I'm Jessica. Thanks for choosing us for your English practice today.
Today's episode is all about movies and the past simple of be. That's was and were.
We'll listen, repeat, practice pronunciation, and do quizzes. By the end, you'll comfortably talk about what was good and what the problems were with any film you watched.
As always, don't panic if you don't catch every word. Focus on the main idea.
Grab a notebook. You'll want it for our drill and writing tasks.
Jessica, what was the last movie you watched?
It was a sports drama called Edge of the Line. The performances were intense. The final 10 minutes were unforgettable.
Nice. My last film was an animated adventure. The colors were vibrant, but the jokes weren't very funny.
Perfect example. Was for single things or for plurals.
Listener task. Say out loud. The last movie I watched was the best parts were, the worst parts were.
If nothing comes to mind, think of a series episode. The last episode was exciting. The cliffhangers were intense.
Let's start with a short story packed with was and were. Listen for the overall meaning first.
Last Friday, the weather was stormy, but the cinema was full. The ticket lines were long and the staff were busy. Our seats were near the aisle, which wasn't ideal, but the screen was huge. The movie was a mystery. The twists were clever, and the final reveal was satisfying.
Quick, true, false. Say your answers out loud. The weather was sunny. The lines were long. The seats were in the center. The final reveal was satisfying.
Answers. 1. False. It was stormy. 2. True. 3. False. Near the aisle. 4. True.
Notice the rhythm of was and were. We'll dig deeper soon.
The past simple of be has two forms, was and were.
Affirmative. I was, you were. He, she, it was. We were, they were.
Negative. I wasn't. You weren't. He, she, it wasn't. We weren't. They weren't.
Yes, no questions. Was it good? Yes, it was. No, it wasn't.
Were they late? Yes, they were. No, they weren't.
WH questions. Where was the cinema? Who was the director? How were the reviews?
Use was, were for states, descriptions, locations, and opinions in the past. The cinema was crowded. The trailers were long.
Mini drill. Complete aloud. The soundtrack is powerful. Was. The jokes, just predictable. Were. The ending now satisfying. Wasn't. The actors famous. Were.
Say these with us.
Was. Were. Wasn't. Wasn't. Weren't.
It was great. They were late. It wasn't scary. We weren't bored.
Now some linking for smooth speech. The seats were uncomfortable. The jokes were amazing. The ending was surprising.
Keep the stress on content words. The ending was surprising.
Useful genres: comedy, drama, action, thriller, horror, documentary, animated, biopic, fantasy, sci-fi.
Film words, plot, characters, dialogue, soundtrack, special effects, trailer, premiere, credits, cameo.
Collocations with was, were. The plot was predictable. The characters were believable. The effects were impressive. The dialogue wasn't natural.
Quick choices. Answer aloud. Was it predictable or surprising? Were the actors famous or unknown? Was the music loud or soft? Were the seats comfortable or noisy? Listen again for was where phrases.
On Saturday morning, the streets near the festival theater were covered in posters. The first film was a short documentary. The interviews were honest and thoughtful. The second was a sci-fi feature. The visuals were bold, but the jokes weren't strong. My friends were split. Half were impressed, half were confused. The best moment was a Q&A with the director.
Repeat only the was were chunks you remember.
Model answers were covered was a documentary. Interviews were honest. Second was a sci-fi. Visuals were bold. Jokes weren't strong. Friends were split. Half were impressed. Half were confused. Best moment was a Q&A.
We'll model a post-movie conversation. Then you repeat with your details.
How was the movie?
It was better than I expected. The soundtrack was beautiful.
Were the actors convincing?
They were excellent, but the ending wasn't strong.
What was your favorite scene?
The chase was thrilling and the city shots were stunning.
Your turn. Swap in your movie and details.
Now change the topic to snacks and seats. The popcorn was fresh. The seats were squeaky. The nachos were spicy. The drinks were too sweet.
A. Transform to past. Say it aloud. The cinema is busy. The cinema was busy. The seats are soft. The seats were soft. The actor is famous. The actor was famous.
B. Fix the mistakes. The plot were exciting. Right arrow was. The actors wasn't ready. Weren't. Was the credits long? Sar, were the credits long?
C. Extend the idea. The special effects were my favorite character was. The trailers weren't.
Jessica. Final listening. Focus on negatives and questions with B.
Yesterday, our living room was cozy. The lights were low, and the sofa was comfortable. The comedy wasn't hilarious, but the cast were charming. During the credits, we were surprised by a short extra scene. Afterward, our discussion was lively.
Build questions from the story. Repeat after me. Was the room cozy? Were the lights low? Was the comedy hilarious? Were the cast charming?
Short answers. Yes, it was. No, it wasn't. Yes, they were. No, they weren't. Multiple choice. Say the best answer. The opening scene is shocking. Was, were. The reviews are mixed. Was, were. The cinema clean? Was, were. The chairs are comfortable, but the screen is small. Were, was. The jokes are funny. We are laughing. Were, weren't.
Answers 1. Was 2. Were 3. Was 4. Were was 5. Were.
Lightning round. Answer fast. Was it long? Were the actors new? Was the ending clear? Were the credits short?
Mini writing. Write 5 to 7 sentences about the last film or episode you watched. Use 3 was and 2 were. Include 1 negative, wasn't, weren't.
While you write, quick recap. Forms. Was, were, wasn't, weren't. Use past descriptions, opinions, locations, feelings. Questions. Was, were, plus short answers.
Homework. Post 2 of your sentences in the comments and tell us what was the best part. What were the weak points?
Thanks for learning with Everyday English Zone. Like, subscribe, and share this episode with a friend who loves movies.
See you next time. Keep practicing and remember, your progress today was real and your results were earned. Bye.